Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, your go to place for mulch and everything you need to make your yard look great. And they are not running out of mulch because they make it there at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, on the south shore of Long Island in southwest Suffolk County. The telephone number is 631-756-1125. And in these inflationary times right now, if you haven't been to some of the hardware stores and the big box hardware stores, prices have gone up, and they have the best prices in town here at Omni. So just bear that in mind. And the website, omnitruevalue.com. Also want to give a heads up to Wholesale Holiday Lighting by Giannini, your complete holiday lighting specialist, meeting all your decorating needs, whether you want to have your house decorated or maybe you want to do this for a business. 162 Ocean Avenue in Lindenhurst, also on the south shore of Long Island, 631-957-5106. liholidaylighting.com is the website. Okay, so let's get this week underway, which is going to be a pretty good one. Once we get through this, let's call it a mini cold shot that we're seeing, we're going to see our temperatures bounce up above 60 today. There is a bit of a gusty wind, and we are going to see some sunshine. But the good news is that low that you see up in the upper right corner is moving along. And that is the bottom line here, is that the low is moving out. Weather systems are generally going to be moving from west to east, and that means milder air is coming our way. Radar-wise, very, very quiet up the eastern seaboard, except for some leftover precipitation going on in the eastern half and northernmost Maine. It's pretty quiet from southern Maine all the way down to Florida and all the way west back into the southeast and the plain states. Looking good. There's some showers going on today in the Dakotas and back over into the western lakes, and some rain and snow back out in parts of the west. That's the only place where winter seems to be still hanging on. Severe weather-wise, from the Storm Prediction Center, we don't have any severe weather risk going on today, but we do have severe weather risk for tomorrow. A slight risk from West Texas to Oklahoma and southern Kansas, with marginal risk kind of snaking all the way up into the western Great Lakes and southern Minnesota, back over into parts of Nebraska and Kansas. So this area has been highlighted by the Storm Prediction Center back several days ago in their long range, and it has now come into the short range view. A marginal risk of severe weather from central Texas northeastward into Illinois and Indiana, and that is on the day 3 outlook, which is Wednesday into Thursday. And then beyond that, predictability too low for days 4, 5, and 6. I think there's probably going to be some severe weather risk that will show up in the long range. So as we take a look at the WPC's rainfall forecast for the next 7 days, it's all pretty much in the middle Mississippi Valley and Southern Plains, where you're seeing 3 to 5 inches of rain. Lesser amounts across the lower Gulf states, on the order of 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. Again, this is spread out over the next 7. And in our area, eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, down into northeastern Virginia, precipitation is going to be actually 1/4 of an inch or less, and much of that is probably going to come toward the end of the week. So let's move along and see how this is all playing out with respect to the day-to-day weather. Good looking day-to-day overall. Nothing more than a few passing clouds, but again, there is a bit of a gusty wind going on, and that's because that low is still to the east and the pressure gradient is a bit on the tight side, but that should start to ease later this afternoon and tonight. The high goes out to our south. We get into a westerly flow. The wind direction is important because that is going to dictate temperatures. So highs from mostly lower 60s today should reach up into the low and mid 70s for Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I think, is the big day with westerly winds and at least a fair amount of sunshine. We should see temperatures at 80 or better, especially, say, from New York City. If you draw a line along, say, from New York City west and south of there, temperatures could certainly go above 80 and maybe go into a range of low and middle 80s. We might even see upper 80s as far north as, say, northeastern Virginia into Maryland, like in Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. Areas along the shore will probably have a bit of a sea breeze, but you may have to be fairly close to the coast to have an impact from that. So we're good at least through Wednesday. The one issue I think for Thursday is we do have a little bit of a backdoor front up to the north. It may get through, it may not, but it might be close enough to produce some clouds and maybe some scattered showers or a thunderstorm on Thursday, in which case temperatures will be a bit lower, but we certainly should be every bit of, say, mid 70s to some lower 80s. And then a stronger front, I think, comes in on Friday as low pressure moves into upstate New York. So from this, I think we could certainly see showers and maybe even some thunderstorms, possibly even a small area of severe weather risk out of this as the front moves on through on Friday. Temperatures on Friday probably in the 70s to around 80 or so. Then the front goes out and it turns chilly and dry for Saturday. You can see the gradient gets tight again, which means the winds are going to pick up. Saturday being the 1st of May. That's snow being indicated in western New York and western Pennsylvania. And it looks like at least the start of the weekend will be chilly, dry, and on the windy side. And then Sunday, weather conditions look to improve. So overall, really not a really active week. The main focus will be the temperatures, and it's going to be with some nice weather for tomorrow and for Wednesday, certainly with the sunshine. And we'll see how high we can take the thermometer on Wednesday. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware, the mulch capital of Long Island, 631-756-1125. They service the entire tri-state area. Best prices in town, 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. And the website is omnitruevalue.com. So while you're enjoying our nice weather day, the Joe and Joe Weather Show will be on tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time to recap the day and take a look at the week ahead and the weekend and the long range. So be sure to tune in. That's at 7:30 Eastern Time.